All right. Hi everyone. We are on air. This is Hollow Hangout. We just finished watching um, by Dawn's Early Light, and oh my God, pandemonium through throughout the fandom. So let's just get started. I wanted to I just need to tell you a couple of things. Number one, don't forget our Sleepy Hollow gang is going to be at the WonderCon tomorrow. It's at 4:30 in room 408 AB. Attending are Lindy Greenwood, Zach Appleman, Jessica Camacho, and Nikki Reed, and Raven Metzner is going to be on hand. He's obviously, well, if you're a sleepyhead, then you know, but he's one of the writers and producers of the show. So all I'm asking is that if anybody gets to ask some questions, please ask something that, you know, about season 3, or, you know, something, a scene that you might have seen, something good. I mean, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm a little sick of, like, some of the crazy, the same, you know, they're always asking about Ichabod's clothes and his hair, and I mean, yes, his hair is a big deal to me, but you know, you want to ask him about, you know, the production, behind the scenes. How did he do that? What do they do? You know, how did they create it? Things like that. That's what fans want to know. So just please be thoughtful in your questions. And the other thing is, Lindy Greenwood gave a interview on Periscope this afternoon, or this morning, I guess it was, for Yahoo. I'm going to put the link on sleepyholladdicts.com as soon as I'm done with all of this tonight, and all of Tom Myson's stuff from last weekend is posted there as well. So, all right, so let's get started. Oh my God, so Dawn's Early Light. It was written by Sam Chalson and Lee Dana Jackson, and I mean, there's all right, so I did see it ahead of time. It was kind of strange. They put it in the screening room. I think it was like last night, yesterday afternoon or something, because I've been checking all week. So, but at least we got it in. And I mean, my first reaction was like, oh no, fans are going to be all up in arms because of Janaby and what the hell is going on with Abby. And I know, and uh, all I can say is I think that they are trying to build up the fact that, you know, I think Ichabod will reveal his feelings for her. Obviously, they're waiting till the last minute of the season, apparently, so I don't know. So anyway, so let's get some reactions. Linda, you want to go first? And what were your thoughts?
My Gabby heart broke, but no. So I will. My thoughts. It was solid. I love the twistery in there. I mean, those guys really go hard with twistery and things like that. I love how they wove. I love how they actually wove Betsy Ross in,
Mm-hmm.
and I enjoyed that. Um, yeah.
Yeah, that's well, okay. Yes, and I want to mention I thought the twistery was really good this week. I mean, how they wove it together with the American flag, and Betsy, you know, saying, "Oh, you know, this is probably the one thing that I'll be remembered for, more so than all of her other missions and things like that." So it was a very like touching moment, because I'm sure that that's what the real Betsy might have been thinking, you know, at the time, because she knew it was such a historical thing. I did want to mention, so the real story, as far as, and also, you know, they included the Star Spangled Banner,
Oh,
uh, which was really, I loved how they did it too, because it's like, wait a minute. But I will say, so the real story history of the American flag was that George Washington and a couple of other people from the secret society, you know, within the Continental Congress. They actually went to see Betsy at her shop and asked her about making the flag, and they discussed, you know, how they want, you know, sort of a little bit of a design and everything. And George Washington originally wanted 6 pointed star, but Betsy kind of, you know, lured him into saying no, the 5 pointed star would be it. And the Star Spangled Banner, of course, everybody knows it was written during one of the wars in 1812. And I loved that they were able to sort of incorporate it. But what's hilarious is the real Francis, what's his name? Francis Scott Key. The real Francis Scott Key was actually born in 1799, so he probably wouldn't have been around to, I don't know, to get to. I mean, obviously, I guess he probably got it figured out through his ancestors, whatever, through stories from his that he, you know, where it was located, and he went and he put it in. So anyway, so that's just a little bit of the history behind that, and I thought that it was very clever what they did with that.
I like that part of it, Chrissy. And I don't know, I'm just being pouty, but basically, I'm being pouty. But I'm gonna say that I love how I love the part with Ezra Mills too. It's almost giving me the impression that he's bugging them or something. I mean, how did he know about Crane? He's like, take care of my daughter. What if I'm standing by some guy in the grocery store? I mean, do you just assume that's my husband or my lover? So
exactly. No, you don't.
That's kind of odd. It's almost like he's bugging. And then when Jenny's talking about, you know, he didn't know her candy and blah, 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 and then he shows, how did he even know where she lives? I mean, she has no known address. I mean, she's out in the middle of nowhere. I don't think that her trailer has, like, this is your mailing address. And he found her, and there he is with the candy that she wanted. So Papa Mills is looking kind of suspecty there, not in a dangerous way, but
yeah,
I don't know what his angle is, and I like it. I like that Pandora's sticking it to the hidden one, and that made me smile because he is an asshat at high level. So, I'm so glad to finally see her stick it to him. And I like that Danny knows, but yeah. And I'm doing that emoji where I've got that tight smile. So.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and yeah, I mean, Ezra was fabulous. I think it is funny, and you're right. Like, how in the hell does he know? But I think he's using his little connections and stuff. Listen, I think he's been watching the girls, and he knows something big is coming, and I think that's why he sort of isn't, you know, kind of insinuated himself into their lives. And I did think it was hilarious that, you know, yeah, he seemed to know exactly who Ichabod was.
Yeah.
And the fact that they spend so much time together, and apparently he must know that he's living with Abby. I mean, yeah, there are little things. I really hope that they are going to give us some answers in the next couple of episodes as to what his deal is, because I know I'm leery about the whole Ezra thing right now.
Yeah.
So we shall see. Well, let's see. Let's talk to actually Kelly. Kelly has joined us. She is you're at Kellogg, right? What's your yeah, she's at Kellogg. So welcome to Hollow Hangout. Thanks for joining us. So what were your thoughts about the episode?
I loved it. I really did. I mean, I think there was a post about it feeling like season 1. And I think it did, honestly. I mean, you know, the little fireball guy, I loved him.
Yeah.
He was my favorite this episode. But yeah, I mean, it really did bring the excitement back. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was still always there.
Yes.
But season 1, you anticipated it and you waited for it, and when it finally came on, it blew you away.
Yeah.
And this one did. I thought.
Well, yeah, and I think too. I think some of it is because when the episodes are steeped in American history, like this was, it it totally will bring you back to season one and those storylines because they were so well rooted
Right.
in American history and lore, and I think that's one of the reasons a lot of fans love the show. It's because of these little things, and you know, so I mean I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. That's my
Yeah.
thing for obvious reasons, but anyway, so yeah, well, great. Okay, so let's hear from Michelle. Hi, Michelle. What are you thinking?
I would say it's definitely twistery.
Yes.
As far as the flashbacks, because I kind of like history and the fact that they mentioned Francis Key and not mentioned John Adams was kind of.
Yeah, thank you. I know you were.
Yeah. Because. I don't know. Anyways, but let's move on from that. I would say my favorite. I like Pandora and the Hidden One.
Yeah.
In this episode, I did like Ichabod. Danny, he didn't really bother me that much, to be honest with you. The kiss was alright, but it felt like it was good, but it didn't really. It felt like she kissed him because he wanted to kiss her, but you know,
like it wasn't passionate. It wasn't like you know what I mean? It was like, and
but I like Danny in this episode. To be honest with you,
they still kissed.
Let me say this right now. Yes, they did. Let me say this right now. Danny stood up, and you know, he's like, "I want to kiss you," and she's like, "Yes." Ichabod's never really opened up to Abby that way, so you know, just because somebody's there all the time for you, you can't wait to make your move. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because we're gonna move on. Well, you know, so I totally understand that. But on the other hand, it broke my heart.
Mine too.
You don't realize, from my aspect, this season has taken so much from me.
I know you don't have your headless. You don't have your headless system.
I'm a headless fan, and I was like, you know what? If you don't give me headless, I'm okay with Ichabod. And the fact that they did this and I was like, you know what? This episode is definitely not in my top.
Yeah. Because of that.
Well, just because of that, but also it was a fast-paced episode. I will give them credit.
Yeah.
The action was there. I did like the monster, but it kind of pissed me off because I wanted it to be headless. You know.
That's what I was thinking too.
I know.
We thought it was headless.
Headless.
And the way he threw Abby like that, I was like,
oh, I know. I was thinking, she looked like
that.
She looked like a rag doll.
Yes. That's what made him so bad. That's just.
I know.
Sorry. Oops. But yeah.
That's okay.
I don't know if someone's watching. Yeah, but other than that, it wasn't really for me. You know, but I watched it and I did get a season 1 feel to it, but it wasn't my favorite.
Alright. Well, that's okay. I mean, hey. And yeah, and I mean, I do agree with you a little bit about, you know, the headless thing, because he looked like he could have been him, but he wasn't. He was just
I want to say they did that deliberately, but I can't say that.
But, yeah, you know. Right. Well,
honestly, I was looking for Paul Revere since they were there.
Yeah, I know. Paul Revere, thank you. I know Paul Revere and John Adams, I think, was missing out of.
Exactly. And whatever. You know what? They write what you want to write. You know what I'm saying? It's their stuff, so we're just
viewers. Right. No, I hear ya. Okay, well, Regina, what are your thoughts, girl? She's manning Twitter right now. Okay, so why don't you tell us what's happening on Twitter right now since you're manning it? Lord help us.
The fandom is on fire.
Oh my
God. That's appropriate, like that.
I can imagine.
That's my official statement.
Your official Well,
yeah, I think I said before that they should have done that before we started airing.
Yeah,
That
this
they
should
should,
have
and
been
I'm getting a
done.
lot. This should have been done
Yeah,
sooner,
this
not
should have
now.
been done in 3A. This should have been done in 3A. Um, and you know, from there they could have broken them up. You know, around 3-8, she would have went missing, and it wouldn't, you know, would have been great.
yeah.
I am still suspicious of Danny.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know where he's getting his orders from. I mean, I don't know any of that stuff. And for me, he's still a threat to Abby and to Ichabod. So, I mean, them telling him tonight, I understand why they did what they did, but they may have put themselves at risk for telling him.
Right,
yeah.
So
because what's
I'm a
they're
little
gonna tell
concerned
Walter?
about that decision that they made. And Crane just needs to step up his game. I mean,
I know.
He's clueless and clearly in love, and everyone has seen it. Her father, who met him for 2 seconds, knew it.
Pandora.
So,
Pandora.
I mean,
Pandora.
it's like, come on.
I know. I don't. This is the thing, and I think the thing with Ichabod is that every woman that he's ever been involved with are throwing themselves at him. He has not had to learn to do any of the work, or really, you know, chase after anybody. I mean, Mary was betrothed. Katrina basically threw herself at him. Betsy threw herself at him. And Abby, I just think he's way out of his. He just doesn't know what he's doing. That's why I was saying, you know, why isn't Joe taking him aside and saying, listen, bro, you need to, like, you know,
step it up. Oh, hell yeah.
Shit or get off the pot, man.
Step it up. Step it up.
Yeah.
I mean, aside from that madness, because that's what I call it.
Yeah.
Everything else was great. I mean, the monster was good.
Yeah.
I know I felt for you, Michelle. I know that you wanted it to be headless. But the monster was good. I mean, how, like, the flag, and you know how they sewn in the gold so that they can get to the catacombs. I mean, all of that
was
is
great.
Just amazing. And that's from season 1. That's season 1 stuff.
Yeah.
So I love that stuff. And that's been missing. I mean, I would say, you know, 3B has started to have some of that again. Yeah. But that's been missing for a long time, and I was very happy to see it come back. Yeah. But I am pissed about Ick Abby.
Yeah.
So I am trying to not. I'm trying not.
Y'all will hate me then.
Poor Lee, if he's watching. I'm trying to be Christian about it.
Sometimes it's very difficult on Sleepy Hollow.
It's only Friday today, so I'm trying to do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I know. Oh my God. Well,
wow.
It's like a support group here, you know.
Yeah. Well, the other thing is I wanted to bring up was how adorable was Ichabod when he looked at her and was like, listen, we're not going to proceed unless you agree, because I know what you went through, going back to the catacombs, and what it would mean for you to have to revisit that. I mean, I'm sorry, he loves her. I mean, come on.
I had flashbacks of the redrawing of the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the fact that he actually said something to her was like, we're not gonna do it unless you want to. I was like,
yeah, I know. Well, what were you? I know you were really upset when you read my preview.
Yeah, I was.
How do you feel now?
I liked the episode, and I'm still upset about it.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
I mean, I did like the episode, and it's an episode that I'll watch again. But I don't feel like, one of the things that I mentioned before is that I felt like the whole Abby and Danny angle should have started back in 3A, and it just feels like it's too late. I get why they're doing it, but it just, I would have felt a lot more, I would have been okay with them kissing if it happened earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And the fact it's happening now, even though I'm happy that she finally got kissed. I mean, almost 3 seasons in, and it's kind of bullshit, but that's a whole nother topic, conversation. I'll get like really agitated talking about it again. But I did like the visual because Lance and Nicole are very attractive people, and their kiss, I did enjoy looking at it, even though it didn't happen. So I will be happy seeing the gifts. I won't lie. I will enjoy that.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I really wish that they had done it in 3A. Yeah. Because it just kind of felt like they were throwing. They're throwing all of our little wish list stuff at the back half of the season.
It feels rushed.
Yeah.
It feels rushed.
Exactly.
Because like 2 episodes ago, he's yelling and screaming at her, and they're kissing now in her office. Well, in his office.
Well,
with glass windows.
But a glass. That's isn't it glass? That's the other part.
Yeah, I don't think that she's really feeling Danny. Obviously because she's in love with Ichabod. To me,
she's tonight. She did.
But wait a minute. Let me ask you this. I mean, I mean, this is what I don't understand. She's ready to open her heart or let somebody in. She was at the catacombs for almost a year. I didn't see her talking to Danny.
No,
I mean,
exactly.
And that's what I don't understand. Like, why is it just because he told her he loves her? And the other thing is, and then what episode was that? It was not last week, the week before. When Jenny and Abby are having that heart-to-heart, and she's like, well, Danny is my boss, and I'm not, gonna go there. And so that's what I'm confused about. It's like, okay, well, is she doing that because she thinks Ichabod isn't gonna step up? I don't understand.
I don't think that she has those feelings for Danny anymore. And I feel like that was her last
ditch effort.
Well, yeah, to see if anything was still there, because she used the fact that he didn't know anything about the supernatural as one of the reasons why she and him couldn't get together, besides the fact that he's her boss. So now that he knows, the only other thing is the fact that he's still her boss, but she still has feelings for him, obviously, but I don't think that it's that deep.
Well,
and it's not in the same level as Crane, for obvious reasons.
No, and I mean, it's never gonna be with anybody else. That's the thing.
But he stepped up though. He's already told he loved her. He's already said that, and he's shown that he loves her by the fact that he even asked her for a kiss. I mean, come on.
That was hilarious, actually. Like, I felt like, I hope that, like with Ichabod, I mean, he just needs to grab her, for God's sakes, and pull her. Like, I don't want this whole, like, it was so prim and proper. Can I kiss you? Just freaking do it, man. I mean, he told her how he feels. It wouldn't have been anything, for her. It's not like they haven't been together already. Like, I don't understand. I just don't understand where Abby's head is. I honestly don't. Because
ask the writers.
Where's
her head? Ask them. Why are you writing her like this? Where's her head?
Where's her head?
Where's her head?
We need
Raven.
A plant.
Raven better.
In that damn panel tomorrow.
I know.
He's writing the final.
What's going on? Are you jerking us around? Are you really being serious about the ship? I don't like feeling like I'm being played on my emotions.
Yeah.
Your warning signs that it's not going to be or that something like this is going to happen is that they were giving us those really good it could be clips.
Yeah.
Kind of. And I'm like, oh yeah, I think something's going to happen with Danny. I feel like from season 2 I've got all of these like I'm still a little bit like jaded a little bit, kind of like waiting for that punch in the face kind of thing. Remember they used to bait us like that with the Katrina episode? I'm like, and I got that feeling earlier today, and I'm like, no, please don't. And I just kind of prepared myself that it was probably going to happen.
Yeah, Michelle, what did you want to say?
Yeah, one thing that really upsets me is that just be honest with people. Don't mislead them. If Ikebe's not going to be in a romantic setting, just tell people. You know what I'm saying? Just tell them.
Well, they sort of did.
And doing the bait and switch thing, you're gonna drive away the fans again. You know what I'm saying? That's why they left during season 2. A lot of them, because they kept doing this thing where they would show Ickaby in a clip, but then it'd be Ichabod and Katrina making out or in a bed scene. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. That's not right.
You can't. Especially
who invented that relationship, the writers or the fans?
It had to be the writers because it wasn't in the original novel. I know that.
Right.
Well, this is the thing. I mean, listen, we wouldn't ship them if it wasn't the chemistry between Tom and Nikki from the moment they were on screen.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, and then how they progressed. It was natural. It was, it was natural. It was just so easy to watch. And they wrote these little listen, I mean, I have a treasure trove of Ickaby moments throughout the last 3 years. And I understand why people think that they're sort of bait and switch or they're trying to, kind of string us along, but I do think that that 3B at least, they have grown so close. I mean, I just can't imagine that Abby would believe that she would have the same type of relationship, the close relationship that she has with Ichabod, with Danny. That's what it, and I don't understand why, and I mean, Ichabod, the look on Ichabod's face when she said that, like, I think I'm gonna tell Danny about the monsters and really try, he was like, he was like, yeah, he wasn't happy, but then, he had to, do
go back on the brave face.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I liked the all of the history part of the episode was, I mean, that I love that stuff. It does feel like season 1 stuff when they give us the twistery. I actually like the Betsy Ross parts. Yeah. This episode, I told you, they've been hit and miss for me, and this was the one where I thought it was a hit. I did feel for her when she was talking about, the sewing of the flag, and what made it hard is once the whole Denavi stuff started, it almost kind of emotionally just so jarring that it just takes you out, or for me personally, it just takes me out of the enjoyment, because now I'm anticipating that that's going to happen, and I want to just enjoy the whole episode. And it's like they do things that aren't necessary. Like I said, that this whole Denavi scenario should have been played out in 3A. I would have been happy to have it in 3A. I was one of the ones, that Abby somebody needs to kiss her. Yeah. So I would have been really happy for this in 3A. With 2 episodes left, I'm just like, okay, this is great. I'm not feeling it. And Danny's a cute guy, but his storyline, where they're at in the storyline, doesn't make sense, because we have Danny working with Walters, whether he knows it or not. He's doing extra spying. He's doing something that he knows is above and beyond what he's doing with the other employees. So even if he thinks, well, I have to report on all the employees, he knows that he's doing something extra with this guy, Walters, with Abby than he is for other employees.
Because he hasn't
and
been
now,
honest
is he gonna say something now? Oh, since now that I know that you guys are witnesses, there's this guy who's been a little extra about you. Is he gonna come forward with that? And then how is she gonna feel knowing that their whole relationship, he's been keeping dibs on her? It's just weird to me. It's not the kind of relationship that I would want for a friend of mine.
Oh no.
So I'm not comfortable with it. And if I don't know if they're gonna wash it under the bridge and pretend like it's no big deal, or if it's gonna end up being a big deal. But for me, it's a big deal when you have Ichabod, who has been there for her this whole season, and we're seeing Ichabod becoming the person that we want him to be for Abby. Now that he is, you're gonna throw Danny in there now, and Danny is not being the guy that we want. For other than that, he looks good and he's successful. Yeah, but he's also there's these other layers to the whole picture. He doesn't fit in the narrative right now.
Right.
It's frustrating.
Tina,
go ahead, Michelle.
Do you think Danny will get caught in the lie? And now we'll separate?
Yes. This is the thing. This is what I was gonna say. Is that he has.
I think kind of like that.
From the moment they met,
only you, Michelle.
He's been lying to her about the reason why he met, why he was there at Quantico, why and if you remember correctly, Abby was just like, last week was like, even a donut lie is
right.
And so once she realizes that he's been lying to her this whole time. The other thing too that I don't understand is like, here Ichabod is like doting on her, cooking her these great dinners. He's trying to, he's really been there for her, and I don't understand why she would go with Danny.
I'm a little bit wondering if the daddy issues are going to come up, or if they're going to wash this one under the bridge also, because her dad left her. As much as I think she kind of would like to still have, because she doesn't seem to be shutting him out now that he's come back in. It's kind of like what happened with Ichabod. He left her. She was probably really pretty hurt. And she just let him back in, but I don't know if she, even if she is what has been there, I think she might be afraid to go there.
Right.
So she's not going to open up enough.
Tonight, when she told him the reason why she was hiding the supernatural from him, and to be honest, I wouldn't be mad at her. I mean, who wants to see a monster? No one. So she told him a favor.
Yeah,
but that was his time. Instead of saying, let's lock lips, let's, swap spit, he should have said, oh, guess what, Abby? There's this guy, and he has me watching you, and I don't know why, and maybe this is why. This was the time for him to come clean. This was clean time. This
was
no more sickness time. I showed you my monster, you show me yours.
Right.
And all he wanted to do was just kiss her. So...
Danny has always been about what's going to benefit Danny. You know, and I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. It's just that I don't think he fully understands even though he's seeing it now, he doesn't understand how deep it goes. So his ambition is not necessarily what's best for Abby.
But
if he wants to kiss her, he's just gonna do. You know what I mean? He's her boss. If he wants to tell her about his feelings, if he wants to say, "Well, I didn't want you back," he's just gonna put it out there because it's about Danny for Danny.
But he told her and then kissed her though. He should have said, "Hey, there's somebody watching you." Oh yeah. So that would have made it better for me.
Well, well, Sarah, we haven't heard from you. Are you still there?
Oh, yeah, I'm here. I was just waiting for everyone to talk.
That's all right. What were your thoughts about tonight's episode?
I liked the episode. I liked the monster. I liked how they tied it in with the flag and how the flag was a map to the catacombs. Yeah, they kind of got me with the kiss there. That kind of threw me off at the end. So I was kind of hoping for Ichabod and Abby.
I know. Well, yeah, and I do think that something catastrophic is going to happen at those catacombs. I mean, something is going to... I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Remember when Abby talked about needing antibiotic that she was able to make while she was in the catacomb? I'm thinking, what if she was like what if she's infected by something? Or I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
We're trying to make
I don't know.
What's wrong
I
with
mean,
Abby?
it was just kind of weird. Like, why would she bring that up? Like, I always feel like things are brought up for a reason.
I think the writers are like, whatever.
Whatever.
That sounds good. Let's write it in.
That sounds like a pretty good reason there. Yeah.
I think one of the things that's worrying me now is because if you guys remember season 1, I really liked season 1 Katrina, and then they brought her in. It totally changed the whole dynamic, and then I didn't like her anymore. And even though I like Danny, the character Danny. I like him for who he is, the boss. You know, the kind of the sneaking behind Abby's back. I like that, and I don't like anything that interferes with the witnesses of their partnership. Anything that gets in the way of that. So I worry that that's going to happen. And if they don't let that happen, what's Danny going to think when he actually sees how Ichabod and Abby work together?
Well,
I wouldn't be cool with that. You know, I'd be like, what? You guys are just friends? Really? Really? You know, so I don't know how this is going to work.
And then when he hears their backstory, how they are destined for all time.
I mean, even Pandora knows that they love each other. I'm just like,
I know. I thought that was just the most interesting thing she ever said.
She ditched her man. She ditched him because of how she saw Ichabod and Abby.
I know.
That's how good Ichabod is.
Maybe at the season finale they'll all kiss.
Abby is like a few episodes ago. It's like he was my Wilson, and he's telling her you were the voice in the darkness that brought me back. And now what?
And now
she's kissing up on
somebody. These writers are not like the Once Upon a Time writers, where they kept saying, "Oh, ship Emma and Hook," and then the writers were like, "Fuck it, we're gonna do it." I wish they would just like get the hint, like no.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Together, like
I'm so Captain Swan too. I love Captain Swan.
I know, right?
Me too.
The writers were like, "All right, we're gonna be evil," and Adam was like, "Screw it, we're turning him around. Okay, they're a couple. There you go. Shut up." I wish the writers were just like understand that everyone wants Ichabod and Abby together. So
that makes sense. I mean, how are you going to be in a relationship with somebody else and your literal life partner predicted 4,000 years ago, and it's written in the Bible?
Correct.
With somebody else.
Have no chance at all.
Well, nobody ever had a chance with her. That's the thing. But why isn't? What I want to know is why isn't she realizing this? I don't understand. I mean,
in the catacomb.
Well,
like, I mean, a little bit.
Come on.
Look, Abby, this line says we are married. It's just like, I wonder how Danny's gonna feel about that.
Ichabod needs to wake the hell up, and Abby needs to wake the hell up.
I know. It's so frustrating. I'm telling you.
Just like, how many more times? Okay, you want to tattoo it on you then?
And the other thing is, you know, I love that. I mean, he saves her, she saves him. It's a tit for tat. And I'm sorry, I just don't see Danny. I mean, he looked kind of helpless.
He looked scared. I texted him. He said scared in the car.
It was Frank 2.0.
He was scared and helpless.
He didn't know what he was doing.
I was like,
that was really good acting, though. That
Well,
was good acting. He was scared.
well, I mean, you got this big...
That would have been me. That would have been me in the backseat of the car. I'm like,
Exactly.
Mom, are you sure we're going to be okay?
There's monsters. Let's kiss.
Oh, there's monsters. Okay, and then what did you think about when he goes to Sophie? You knew, you know, I was wondering why you guys got so close so quick, and I'm just like, oh my God! And not only that, but hello, Danny. What about asking some questions? I mean, ask Walters. Why the hell do you want me to be watching her? What is, you know, like, he's not, no, instead, you know what he's been doing? He's been pressuring Abby since the moment he goes in there, drops the L-bomb, she disappears, she comes back, then, he's still after her. Oh, well, I want to just keep working on our connection and all of this, and then, oh, can I kiss you? And I'm just like, dude, I'm sorry, but Ichabod has game. He does. He's just not being verbal. He's trying to do it subtly. And
he don't have no damn game. Step it up.
He's losing her right now.
Yes, he is. He lost her. He lost her right now. She's up there kissing him in the office with glass windows.
He deserves to sulk and have lasagna for one.
I love TV Line's summary. Back at the FBI, Abby and Danny kiss in the glass-walled office. Hold up, isn't this totally against Bureau regulations? Also,
correct.
Still have to stop anyone from ending the world. Wait, how are these 40 hours not up yet?
Madness.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. I swear.
The glass office. Oh my God. I kept thinking about that. I was like, he needs some curtains in there or something,
Find something.
I know. Close the blind. I mean, that was the other thing. Like, anybody, I mean, she was so worried about the fact that he was her boss. I mean, in so much to have said that to Jenny, and then here you are. Well, I decided I'm going to go for it. Let's just kiss. I don't care who sees me. I mean, and talk about that, her reputation within the FBI. I mean, oh my God, I don't know. It's just
the writers were just like, whoop.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
I'm waiting for Lee to say something.
I know. Well, Gina, what else were people saying on Twitter? Do you have anything? I mean, are they
the bulk of it is no.
And they are mad.
I told you.
No.
Did I not say? I said that was going to happen.
You were right. We knew you were right. We knew you
I
were
said
right.
that was going to happen.
You did. Yeah, but Darla, you always get so negative real quick. Well, you did.
That wasn't wrong, though.
But the reason I say
wrong about my feeling,
No, she wasn't wrong.
I was not wrong.
She was not wrong.
You weren't wrong, but you were just like, that's it. When you read my preview, I knew you were gonna be upset, once you saw it. But I do think, I feel like they're setting something up. But I agree with you guys. It should have been in 3A.
It should have been in 3A. And something's gonna go down. Something's gonna go down in the next episode about Danny and this Walters dude, and his cover's gonna be blown, and she's gonna be like, peace.
So. The only thing that could make up for this is in the finale something happens and they make out in front of Danny. I
don't know.
I would rather it not go down that road, though. I would hope that Abby wouldn't have to witness Danny and Walters having their little beef and airing all their dirty laundry before she's like, peace, I'm going to go hang out with Ichabod because at least he knows me. I hope it doesn't go down like that.
I know. Well,
I'm not confident.
Yeah.
Well, Victoria, you have the best little gifts here. Your angry panda bear thing is just got me wrong.
Angry panda bear.
The angry panda bear. Oh my God.
I will say one of the scenes that I really, really liked was the ending when they were sitting there talking and they were watching the sunrise and they were bathed.
Yeah, that was really cute.
That was beautiful.
That was so beautiful, and then the flag showed that map. It was like, oh, that was so nice. It was very well done.
Yeah.
I really liked how the episode ended. It was really beautiful.
Well, yeah, and I felt like, oh my God, can't he just lean over and kiss her before they
go? Yes, he can.
Yes, and she was so ready for an adventure. You just kissed a guy, and then when your life partner says, "Hey, let's go into the catacombs," I'm all for it. So I got nothing.
I know,
man. It was madness.
She will drop anything for him.
It still is.
Well,
she will.
Gosh.
Well,
And taking Joey with Pandora to go find Ichabod.
Well, yeah, and the other thing too I'm wondering is we need to talk about the emblem of Thura, because I feel like that has to come back. I mean, they're going into the catacomb. The only way that I can think that they can trap both the Hidden One and Pandora is by using that thing to trap them again. I mean, what do you guys think of that?
I hope that that's what happens, because I love Shannon Saltzman, but Pandora's got to go too, because she's done some super shady bad stuff,
Yes,
and she can't be trusted. So
Nope.
Well, all she wants is her body.
Even her boo said it. So at the end of this season, I mean, I don't know if this is going to carry over. I, for one, I'm hoping that at the very end we see Headless, because I feel like that God that from tonight's episode, like, it's calling. I mean, I just know it. I feel it in my bones that I'm going to see Headless really soon.
Yeah.
And I hope that that carries over. I hope we see Headless, and I hope that some other, a horseman is resurrected as well. Because when he gets his head back, that's when it all starts. So I'm hoping that I see him and at least another one. And that's what I'd want to see it feel like it go back to the apocalypse and kind of biblical, and maybe it's because that's what I'm more familiar with, but I would like to see the apocalypse again.
Well, I mean, I think that they can do that too. I mean, we haven't, which horsemen haven't we seen? We've seen the horseman of death, the horseman
we saw
of war.
Pestilence, but Pestilence was kind of like in the one with
John Doe. It was in John Doe.
Yeah, John Doe, but he wasn't really. It was like a foreshadow of him. He wasn't really on the earth. It was just kind of like a manifestation of him.
Well, at any rate, they're gonna have to. I mean, obviously, and I do think that the necklace is gonna make another appearance. I mean, we started the first episode, the first scene, basically, practically, is the necklace. And so we need to see that. Bring that back? Michelle, were you going to say something earlier?
Well, I was going to say something. I know in season 1, going into season 2, that there was an article where that 2 of the horsemen were going to be attached to Ichabod, and 2 of the horsemen were going to be attached to Abby.
Oh, see, now I don't remember that.
That was like just the fans.
Into season 2, it was, I can't remember. I saw the article. I think it was like, but I don't know if it was like a real season.
What if we met a horseman named Ezra? I mean, because he's super shady and he knows stuff he's not supposed to know. I'm like, it's like if I say right now I want a lollipop and my doorbell rings and there he is with a bag of lollipops. I mean, how does he know that?
Bag of lollipop.
Bag.
But if this is going into the third tribulation, it should be based on the Antichrist.
Well, that's what I'm thinking too, because that's what's next. I mean,
I was thinking that it'd be funny if it was like a person running for president.
Because I would love that.
I would too. I would love that. And what does Ezra mean?
Something people look up to,
Oh yeah, really, really great guy.
Next year,
Yeah. What did Ezra mean tonight when he told Jenny? He said, "Thanks for giving me a way back in."
Yes.
That sounds super shady. He was nowhere in the picture until she went and stole that lighter, and then the next video, there he is. So what does that mean?
Yeah, something's up with him. Like I said, I mean, I'm thinking too, it would be kind of interesting for them to kind of do this political, a little bit more political stuff in the background, so that Yeah, and I mean, like, they can have an undercurrent, you know, every once in a while. I mean, I think they should have had Walters on a little bit more.
I want to see him again.
Yeah, because there's something up with him. I mean, he is our Sleepy Hollow deep throat, so I feel like
I want to see him answering to Ezra. I'm telling you that Ezra is the key.
Yeah.
I don't think they just brought him in for daddy issues. I don't think they just brought Ezra in so that, you know, Jenny can, you know, open her walls and Abby can open their walls. Something about that man is, I don't know. Maybe he's an angel. Who knows?
Well, now that would be interesting too. Like, I also feel like if they're going to do the Antichrist thing next season, they have to bring in some angels.
Yes, I want to see an angel.
Yeah, whether it's like maybe Orion comes back with his clipped wings or something, or even wouldn't it be cool if you know, Caroline was like their guardian angel, something like that. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be, and I think too they could bring Orlando, they could bring Irving and Macy back.
Yes.
Because I still say I think she's an angel in disguise, or she's got some power. There's something there that they can work with on that, and I mean, like, if I don't know what Orlando's schedule is at this point, but it would be interesting, even if he was in, like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 of the episodes of next season, to kind of, you know, I don't know. I think there's a lot that they could do. It's just a matter of, I don't know what they think. You know, I'd be interested to see if they have any ideas. Like, that's a great question. If anybody is going to WonderCon tomorrow and you get to ask Raven Metzner a question, ask them if they, you know, if they have any ideas in mind for season 4. I mean, I'd be interested in that.
I think Metzner's going to be there tomorrow. Very excited about Den Abbey.
Say that again.
I think Metzner's going to be there at the con, and he's going to be very excited about Den Abbey.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's interesting that Lance is not going to be there.
No,
yeah.
He hasn't been to any.
He hasn't been to any.
He hasn't been to any.
And neither has Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
What? Well, what if
Shannon hasn't either.
Nope.
Well, what if he does get killed?
I don't know how that's going to really impact anything.
Danny or Ezra?
It'll impact Abby.
Yeah.
Because that's her boss, and she did have a relationship with him. But as far as, like, the show,
No, she'll just get a new boss. She gets a new boss every year.
Well,
she gets a new boss every year, so it'll be like the running thing.
You know,
they'll be like, she's the most unluckiest employee ever.
It'll be like Hogwarts.
Her boss.
You
get a promotion. You can be Abby's boss. No, it's okay. No job security in that position. Sorry.
No job security. Throat cut. So yeah.
Oh my God! I tell ya, I don't know.
You ever went on that? You ever watch Star Trek? And it would always be Spock, Captain Kirk, and that one guy you knew was gonna die.
Yeah. New face. New face.
And he'd like stay close, and the guy would just start wandering off. You know?
I don't want somebody to be in the red shirt though. I don't want him to be. I don't want any. Yeah, it's too hard. That position is too challenging. It's like every year there's someone new in that position.
It's Harry Potter.
There really needs to be some
Harry Potter. That position.
Yeah, and the other thing I don't want is it to be by default because
that's what I'm worried about too.
You know, I really need it to be her realizing that if you're calling someone your Wilson and they save you and they kept you sane, you know, I need you to realize that that's the person for you. Not, oh, he's dead now, so I guess
he's dead.
The one that's left.
He's dead now.
Kill everyone.
every male off.
I don't want to.
Well, I guess Ichabod's the last one left, so I guess I'll just go with him.
He's the only person that can really be in, you know.
What? I thought she was going to say that tonight. I thought she was saying tonight because when she said she's talking to Danny and she's like, I thought that I was holding back because of the monsters. And then I thought she was going to say, and now that you know about the monsters, I just realized I'm not into you. That's what I thought she was. I mean, not that harsh. That's what I mean. But I thought
she should have said
something along those lines.
She was on quite frankly.
I would have, if she had said that and he still asked for a kiss from her, that would have been like the goodbye kiss. Okay, we're officially like ending all of this, and that would have been the end of it. But yeah, that happened because we're writers.
Well, and I do think that I don't know. I mean, I feel like Tom said last week at his interview that the dynamic was going to change. I mean, I just can't imagine any. Yeah, but I just don't. I mean, it's going to be Ichabod and Abby.
He didn't say who it was. He said that
we have 2 episodes left.
It happened.
Yeah, there's 2 episodes left. It's like,
I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, what do we get? 43 minutes per episode because of the commercials. I wish that they were doing I wish that we would get a more of a I wish it was a 2-hour event.
I think the best thing is that someone actually tweeted at the writers, are the episodes aired in order?
Are the episodes aired in order? Oh my god.
Someone just tweeted that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god. You gotta worry.
I'm a little
thinking that.
Well, I pretty much said it's a dumpster fire right now. I just put that on Twitter.
I retweeted that.
Hey, where is that? I know, I'm trying
to from the that TV show Community.
Yeah. Okay.
Where everything's on fire.
Oh,
that's the fandom.
It is.
Yeah.
See this.
Regina, I don't know what your mentions look like, but my mentions are I'm erasing it from my DVR. I'm not gonna watch. I'm glad I didn't watch it. They're already like, what's the point? And I feel like it's because there's only 2 episodes left. Then they feel like that, I think if this had been 3A, people would have a different feeling about it.
Oh, for sure.
But how is that?
It would have made more sense.
Yeah. And you know how we feel about other characters. If they're kissing one person in one episode and then they're kissing somebody else in the next episode, we're looking at them like, you were just kissing the other dude, 2 episodes ago. So now, is that going to be Abby now? And we love Abby. Don't stop screwing up Abby. She's fantastic. Why are you messing her up? I
know.
Yeah, she's out of character right now. And I'm laughing. Linda said the fandom is going to shit.
Yeah, the fandom is going. Well, I've got somebody, Jamie Flukner. She's saying after this ridiculous, I need a drink. What else do I have? I have a whole bunch. I'm just.
That's what they're all saying. Everyone's saying that.
Here, Samantha Frognac says, "Oh my God, I don't want Abby and Danny. I want Abby and Crane."
We all do.
We all do. I don't understand. This is so frustrating.
It is. It's kind of. I am hoping that they have a way to turn this around in the next 2 episodes. I'm like, they can't go out like this.
I know.
What a huge disappointment if they actually go out like this, thinking that this was great. I'm just like, no. It's like so close to being so good. I just don't understand.
I think that, listen, I know fans are really upset. Hold on, I'm looking. So people are asking me for the Hollow Hangout link. I'm gonna, if anybody is watching, if you could let people know, I'm gonna tweet it out again because people are asking for it.
If I see it, I'll retweet it. I'm trying to man Twitter, so that might be. I'm a little quiet at times. As soon as I'm on the Twitter, and then I burst back in with a lot to say. Sorry about that.
I feel like I need to have another screen, like a double screen going on, so that I can.
And I'm not even going to Tumblr. I'm.
Yeah,
I'm going to do Tumblr right now.
Well, okay. It could be it's probably one of two things. It's going to be people that are really happy that Abby finally got to get kissed for
yes.
Right.
3 seasons in. I'm not gonna go on a tangent about that. But so I'm sure people are really happy about that and content with the fact that, you know, somebody actually found her desirable enough to actually plant their lips on her lips. But I know that there's a lot of people that are really upset about it too.
And there's gonna be a lot of I told you so's. There's gonna be a lot of people that are like, I told you the writers hate us, and they're just waiting to give us the middle finger.
Yeah.
There are people that actually think that because of the way that they were treated last season, and they're like, it's still a lot of the same writers, and they've been on Tumblr telling us it's still the same writers. It's still the guys. Come on, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. And but we love Abby and Ichabod, so we're gonna watch it anyway, and in our misery.
Well,
I don't like to hate watch a show. But I need to enjoy the show that I'm watching. You know, and today
we're
was
not
just
trending anymore.
I know.
Already? Oh.
Well, I think
we haven't trended actually since 9:30.
Well, you know what? This is the thing. I mean, I just want everybody. Please calm down. I mean, I honestly, I'm 99.999% sure we're getting Ichabod. I think they're building up to it. They have to get Abby there emotionally, and
they should be doing that now, though.
I understand that, but you know, this is the way they've decided to do it. I'm praying and hoping that everybody doesn't jump ship.
It's lazy.
They're jumping. They're jumping.
I know.
They are jumping as we speak.
I feel like I'm on the Titanic right now. I mean, honestly, it's so frustrating after.
You are.
It's even though the narrative is getting better, it really is getting better. The whole thing is going somewhere. There are people that literally were hanging on because they actually believed that Ichabod was going to happen. You know, so they stuck through the bad, waiting to get to the good, and now that it's getting good, they're crapping on their ship, you know, and so people are just like, so the frustration level is so high. We never got fully the trust back. I mean, if you know what I mean. So there's a high level of frustration. The timing for this is so bad, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, because we haven't got the renewal yet. It's just a little stressful.
Yeah, I mean, Christine from Spot On Magazine, she just DM'd saying, "Oh my God, people are losing their shit."
I think that the writers seriously underestimate how many Ichabod shippers there are, because you have certain podcasts where one person ships Ichabod and the other person doesn't.
Yeah.
And so they think it's split 50-50, and it's not.
No,
it's not.
Well, this is the thing. When they posted in November in the Facebook, the Sleepy Hollow Fox Facebook page, and they asked, you know, do we want a slow burn, or, you know, should we get? I mean, I went and, I mean, overwhelmingly, personally, from what I saw, like 85% at least, 85 to 90%.
Wanted
screaming, come on, we need it now. And the thing is, I think if they would have had either Ichabod more upset by Abby's comment, like that he's getting antsy to say something, if we would have seen a little bit more like that tonight, I mean, I just really, I don't understand where Abby's head is. It's so frustrating.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I think
go ahead.
when they go to the catacombs, if something dramatic happens to either Crane or Abby,
well, I think it's going to be
then
Abby.
one of them, if something happens to Abby, I think then maybe Crane would open up more. I mean, I have a different view of a relationship. I mean, but that's just my opinion. But, you know, I really think that, you know, if he really, really loves her, then he would open up to her when she's more vulnerable or completely knocked out or somewhere like, you know. So.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I you know, all I know is, I mean, for him to have to, almost lose her, like, permanently, for him to say something, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do think that the hidden one last week, when he said to, Ichabod that, he was going to kill Abby, and it would be excruciating, and the look on his face, that was a foreshadowing, I feel. And I think he's going to suck the eye, whatever power, energy that she still has in her from the eye, I think he's going to suck it out of her. And it's going to just, deplete her, maybe, But the fact of the matter is that, when she's, like, on death's door, now you're going to say something? I mean, even tonight, when he said, yeah, it's important for you to tell, for us to tell people how you feel before they're gone, kind of thing, when he was talking about Betsy and how Betsy didn't say goodbye to him really other than in the letter. I think that was also a foreshadowing, but also sort of trying to nudge her, even, to say, I just feel like Ichabod just needs to step up, put it all out there, and, I mean, it's just so, I was really confused when I saw the episode. Michelle, did you want to say something?
Yes, I know Regina wanted to talk about Funkio Pops.
Yes.
The Funko.
Yes. Oh, the Funko Pops. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. Yes, I can see you. Oh, is that Daryl?
Yeah, I can't.
That's so
I can't see. Who is it, Michelle?
Pull it up. It's Daryl from The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay, she doesn't want to take it out the box. I don't blame her.
Sorry.
We need Sleepy Hollow Funko. I mean, I can't. I know. I don't understand why we haven't got it. And freaking Gotham got it.
They had them. They've had them. DC gets whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because they have the fan base that go on their Twitter page and beg for them. That's what they want us to do. And so if we don't do that, we're not going to get them.
I won't do that now.
Yeah. Well, and make sure when you ask, please remember to ask nicely. They don't respond to "gimme because I want it because we deserve it." No.
I've done it before. I've tweeted to them before.
Diplomatic about it.
Just really nice, just it'd be cool if we had it. Just keep it nice. Keep it that you really want it. Let them know you'll buy them. Do keep it nice. They don't like to be demands. They don't owe us anything.
No, they don't.
Right.
Well, I tweeted to them once, and I never did get an answer, but I was like, this would be a cool idea, don't you think?
Yeah,
and look at that.
And they did put us up. They did put us up once, but they put us up against Teen Wolf. So hopefully we did well. You're not going to win against Teen Wolf. You're not going to win probably against most of the CWs. In certain
place, which was
yes, we did. So I'm hoping that we go up again.
A lot of votes, so yeah.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I mean, and when you tweet them, it's @OriginalFunko.
Right.
And you got to use the hashtag #AskFunko.
Because that's how they look at your request.
Yeah.
And they'll decide whether or not they'll respond.
Right.
Every Friday.
Yeah. So we need to make sure that we do that. And I wanted to talk to you. I wanted to discuss a little bit about Ragnarok, which is the season finale.
Yeah.
How are you guys feeling about that? Whoa. Sorry.
I was feeling better about it before this episode.
I know. I know.
I'm telling you, I don't know what to think anymore.
I know.
Right, me too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
I was going to say something. In Glades, the woman had a husband in prison. She had a kid. She had guys hitting on her left and right. And this guy had chicks hitting on him left and right. And guess what? At the last 5 minutes, when she said she didn't want to be with the dude, she walked away. She comes knocking on his door, and they run into the bedroom and make out.
That was the first season. That was season 1 too.
Of what?
Club Campbell's first season was Sleepy Hollow.
Right.
And see that happening at the end. I did not think it would happen in season 1 of Glee.
Me either.
Well, that's why I'm saying I think. Well, that's why I'm saying that's why it's coming. It's coming, but it's so frustrating. I felt like
getting my hopes up, so I'm like.
I know.
I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle.
I know.
I'm in the middle too, just because, like I said, what is that going to be like? She's kissing Danny in 16, so what is that revelation going to look like by 18 in 2 episodes? I'm hoping that, I don't know if it's going to be that they're in the catacombs for a long time because of the time difference. You know what I mean? So I just don't know what that's going to look like. How
it's going to be like Newhart. They wake up from a dream.
Oh God, they better not do that.
Don't say that.
That would make me more mad than anything.
That's right.
Oh my God.
What's worse is what really can't happen is that, we get the, Ichabod professing his love, and then it's the end, and then it gets canceled.
Right.
And that's how we end. We can't. No, that can't happen either.
I don't think we're getting canceled. I don't. I mean, I feel better about this season than I did last season. That's for sure. I mean, I didn't think we were gonna get it last season. I've got a question here from Diana Pavoa. I don't know if I'm saying your name right, Diana.
Yeah, Diana.
She said, WTF, would they have Pandora be a shipper and then turn around and do that? I know, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't know. And that's the thing. I almost feel like the writers, they are aware of the fandom. I mean, I think too, after our conversation that we had with Zach Appleman last week, I mean, he really, they know what the fans are saying out there. I mean, they are aware of it. And I just think that, I just think they're just trying to,
mess with us?
Out. Yeah, mess with us.
And I was gonna say, no, that's not how.
That's not fun.
It's not cool. It's not helping the fandom. It's not keeping the fandom thriving. And I mean, it's engaged, but you really rather people be engaged about things that they really enjoy and like about the show.
Yeah. Do you know how happy we were?
Angry and vitriol, like throwing out all their vitriol about their frustration regarding the show.
In the last
Do you know what? You know how happy the fans were when Captain Swan happened? You know how happy the fans were when Michonne happened?
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 ways that you can do this. I mean, the fandoms and those fandoms were lit up, and I'm telling you, the Captain Swan fandom is still strong as ever, no matter what they're going through now. The ship goes through some crazy mess, but the fandom, they got what they wanted, and they're always on fire for their
strong.
Yes.
And huge numbers.
And that's the thing. Hold on, I'm trying to. Somebody wants to join us. Hi, Diana. I see you. Hold on one second.
Christy, I have to leave at 10:30.
All right, no problem. Okay. Who said that, Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't you just give me your final thoughts since you're going to be leaving?
About what? The episode or just? Well,
final thoughts on about the season finale. What you think is going on?
I think this is what's happening. I think they're trying to make us think Ichabod will not happen. And at the last 5 minutes, when we're just like, oh, I don't want to watch it no more.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean,
I had Glee. I was like, just do it with the girl already, and at the end it happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
we want, but they're trying to give it to us. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do it the way they want. They're not going to do it the way we want to do it.
Well, I know, and you know what? Listen, and I do need to remind everybody. Honestly, the writers of this show have given this fandom more then Diana, I just DM'd you the link if you want to try and join us. Hopefully it'll work. But anyway, but I mean, honestly, the writers have done, the writers of the show, they have done more for this show than any other show that I've ever known. I mean, honestly, yes, they have.
I'm sorry.
Yes, they have. We didn't like Henry. We didn't like Katrina. They killed them off.
They did kill off 2 big characters.
They killed.
Wait.
I
watched the CW.
No. They killed them
off. No.
But wait, they killed them off. We wanted Joe back. They brought Joe back.
No.
We wanted. Okay, well, what do you think that they haven't done? I mean, just because they haven't done it yet.
What I'm saying is I've seen other shows and networks do a whole lot more, but they don't treat their fans the way that Sleepy Hollow, powers that be, treat their fans.
Well,
and that's the issue.
And the thing is, Sleepy Hollow, the certain writers, they know what I don't know if they know what trolling is, but they know it when they're doing it. When the fandom is expecting something, I know a lot of people at the mid-season when they came back were expecting a hug or a kiss and they didn't get it. You don't tweet besties. You know that's going to upset people. And also, you don't say, what did you think he was going to say? Oh my gosh, nobody's laughing. It's not funny because people are emotionally attached to the characters that you've created. So don't bait them and make fun of them. You want them to love your show. You want people to love the characters that you've created. So don't antagonize your fans. That's literally, they're your fans. Don't deliberately try to hurt the people that are supporting you. I think that's what a lot of people feel like.
That's what happened in season 2. And
if they're not doing it on purpose, they need to stop it.
Well, they're not doing. This is my thing. This is my thing.
They're not very smart, then, if that's the case, because they're doing it on purpose.
This is my thing. I agree with you that that's what it appears like. They're thinking this through and they're doing it on purpose. I really just don't think that they have the time to think about things that way. I really don't. I don't think they're sitting back. Oh well, let's inflame the fandom some more and let's do this and that. I know, Darla, you don't think so. But okay, Diana just joined us. Let's talk to her. Diana.
Hey.
Hi, welcome. We can't see you, but I can hear you.
Okay, I don't know what to do.
Do you have there you are. Hi.
We can hear you.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Hollow Hangout. So
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So tell me unload your stress. Unload your stress. What are you feeling?
Yeah, there's a lot. So, first of all, I would like to say that I'm in Portugal right now. I'm Portuguese.
Oh, neat. Oh.
So, it is almost 3 a.m. right now here.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my goodness.
And this was the first time that I decided to watch an episode live because I felt like I wanted to get the whole experience of it with the tweeting and then the Hollow Hangouts afterwards. And it just made me really, really frustrated right now.
I hear you.
Welcome to the club.
Okay, is it because obviously because of, is it Danaby and that? Like, why don't you tell us what has been your feeling this season in watching it?
I'm not even sure I have words right now. I'm so pissed off. I really am. It's like because when I started watching, and I didn't start from the beginning, I wasn't a fan at first because it's not really my style. But then, as the moment I started watching it, I just binged all 3 seasons, and by the time I caught up, it was already the season 3A finale.
Okay.
And then we had that hiatus. So I've had some time to process everything. And, at first, I wasn't really on the Ickaby train because I thought, okay, they're really good friends, they're partners, so let's not screw this up. This is a really good TV relationship that we don't get to see that often, so let's just keep it like that. Let's keep it safe. And then, I don't know, there was a point in there that something just clicked, and I was like, okay, well, whatever, let's just do this.
Yeah.
Because I truly believe that they are good enough partners that it could smoothly transition into something else without damaging their witness stuff.
Right.
So, and I also feel like it's really, really obvious that the writers know how the fans feel about all of this, and they keep teasing us, I feel, and just giving us things that make us think, okay, they're going there, this is happening. We might have to wait a little bit, but it's happening. And then they pull that crap like they did today.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do about that. I really don't. And I think one of you said earlier.
Okay, I gotta go. Bye, everybody.
Bye, Michelle.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay, go ahead.
I think one of you said earlier that all of this is kind of distracting you and keeping you from enjoying the rest of the episode.
Yeah.
And I feel like that too, because I think if it wasn't for the whole Daniel and Abby aspect, I would have really enjoyed this. It was a really good episode. The whole history part was great, and being Portuguese, I don't know that much about American history, but I'm all for learning.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But then this whole side of things just really distracted me, and I couldn't focus on the good parts because I was so frustrated and mad.
Right. Well, let me ask you, what drew you to the show to begin with? I mean, because you said it's not usually the type of show that you would watch. What made you decide to watch?
It's not. No, I'm super down to earth. I don't really go for any of the supernatural things. I don't know why. It's just never been my thing. I think the only other supernatural show I watch is Once Upon a Time.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. I think what got me watching was, first of all, I was not really watching anything that I really liked, and I started seeing fans being so actively voicing their thoughts on this show so much, saying they love it so much. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just try something different, something outside my comfort zone for once.
Yeah.
I was just hooked from the first episode, and I was like, okay, this is typically my style, but at the same time it kind of is, just because the chemistry is so strong that I don't really think you need to be a supernatural loving type of person to appreciate the show.
Yeah.
Because there are so many factors that go into making it the amazing show it is. It's not just the supernatural, it's not just monsters. There's a lot going on that makes it great. And that's what pulled me in personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting to hear, you know, your point of view, since you're from Portugal, and the fact that, you know, you're kind of getting into the American history and learning more about that, and I
was actually always interested in the history of the country, but obviously I know this isn't the real history.
Yeah, right. Well, there are very, very minute bits of truth in it, but, you know, but I mean, I think that's one of the beauty of the thing about Sleepy Hollow is that it makes you want to research. You know, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've researched, you know, different things about the show, and then learn about you know, more about the American Revolutionary War, and you know what they went through, and about, you know, the players, the true life players, and what they went through, and then and I do think that it's a testament to how far-reaching the show can be. I mean, I'm amazed that, you know, somebody in Portugal is watching it and really got pulled into it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and I really do appreciate it. And actually, I watch a lot of TV, American TV. I mean, because Portuguese TV is just not. But I do watch a lot of TV shows, and this is my first time doing anything like this.
Yeah.
And I think that's because I feel so strongly about this show, and I don't think I can even give you a reason why that is. It's just the way it is.
It's because of the chemistry between Tom and Nikki. I mean, honestly.
I think it's just this amazing relationship that I don't think I've ever seen on TV. It's this chemistry that's so latent. It's really, really amazing to watch. And I can't believe we only have 2 episodes left. And I think some of you were saying before as well that the whole Dan Abby thing, if we were getting a fourth season, which I still hope we do, but is uncertain at best, but if we were getting a fourth season, I think I'd be okay with it, because ultimately I think it's just a stepping stone for something else. But with just 2 episodes left and a fourth season not likely to come, it makes me very hesitant. And with the whole Daniel drama behind the scenes that we really don't know anything about still.
Right.
I feel like 2 episodes is not enough to resolve all of this.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's been one of our pet peeves, is the fact that we don't have any background really on Danny yet. I mean, all we know is that he's definitely shady. He's lied to her from the moment that he met her. And then it's got the gall to be yelling at her about telling the truth and all that, and here she is, who's very he knows how fragile she is, in the sense of she does not move forward easily with anything as far as relationships go, romantic relationships go, and so I feel like the finale is going to be that she's going to find out what his true colors are, and
I don't know.
I wish they had. I know. Well, I wish that they had more than 18 episodes. Like, I feel like if they'd had 22 episodes this season, none of us would be freaking out. We
exactly.
would be.
I think that's it.
But the fact that we have only 2 episodes left and so much, there's a lot of loose ends to tie up.
Exactly.
And so it's, I mean, I totally, I sympathize with everybody, because, the minute that I saw it, I was like, oh my God, the fandom's gonna freak out, and I knew.
Yeah, no, this is just not great. And I'm trying to think about what's going through Abby's head. Why would she do this? And I think part of that is the whole, at the end of season 2, when Ichabod left, having already abandonment issues, I can see why Abby would be so deeply affected by that. And then here's this other guy who's already said he loved her. He's not really going anywhere. So I can see how she would feel maybe a little bit safer with him, and maybe thinking, okay,
easier, because they've already been. But on the other hand,
it's just a little bit safer, and she's trying it. But at the same time, and like you said, Chrissy, before, when she was in the catacombs, I don't remember her speaking to Danny ever or mentioning him.
No.
He's not her with him. So I don't get it.
And, I mean, it's interesting, too, that, I mean, Ichabod said she is his better half.
Yeah.
I mean, when she was missing and how frantic he was, and, I mean, he knows, and I just don't understand why. I mean, I think the reason that he's held back and he hasn't said anything was because of this PTSD and everything that she's been going through, and I think that he didn't want to pressure her. But now, here she is, well, I think I'm, ready to, go for it with Danny. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? I mean, and then did you see his face? He was like, he's like what? I know.
But, he's like, what? But okay, I'm not happy about this, but it's like he wants her to be happy.
Yeah.
Even if it means he's not going to be happy. And I don't think I still don't think he feels like he fits in. I think he only feels like he fits in with her.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. Well, and 2, you're right. I mean, he only fits in with her, and I think that he's just afraid that things are going to change too much, and he's not going to be able to, maybe, I don't know. I just don't understand Abby tonight. I really don't.
I actually think he's completely ready for this, but he can sense that she's not, which I think we've all witnessed today. Because I think, for me, in my perspective, and we've seen from Tom's perspective, from Zach's perspective, Ichabod is completely in love with Abby.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me, that's established. I'm not even questioning it at this point.
Yeah, the showrunner even said that.
Exactly. So, but since we haven't really seen it from her, very loudly, at least, she hasn't said it ever. She hasn't really shown it too much, because that's not who she is, and I get that. But I can see why he would be hesitant about it. So for me, that's where we are at. That's why he hasn't said anything. But then he's talking to her about the letter from Betsy, and he's saying, well, if you have feelings for someone, you should let them know. And I'm like, what the hell, dude? Why don't you do that?
Exactly.
Exactly. I was so frustrated with that because, you know, it's like, okay, well, he kind of drops the line and then they move on to something else, like move on to whatever the next, you know, action moment was. And I feel like there are little hints being left, dropped here and there that, you know, and now I think that, especially, did you see when, in the car, when Danny was like, there are monsters, you know, he's freaking out in the back seat. Did you, and Abby's like, yeah, you know, I want to talk to you about it. Did you see Ichabod looked at her like he was not happy that she
that is the look he has, like, this is really happening and I can't do anything to stop it because I don't know what to do.
Right, exactly. And that's why I'm saying Joe needs to come in here and be like, you know, bro, what the hell, you know? I mean, I think that in his own way, Ichabod has been trying to. I mean, the whole dinner and you know, trying to get her to talk about, you know, how she's feeling or processing things, you know. I mean, he kind of does it in a roundabout way. I mean, like, I thought it was hilarious tonight. He's like, so, are we going to be seeing your dad around more? You know, he's like beating around the bush. He was afraid, you know, you know, she wasn't bringing that up. You know what I mean? He sort of
and the dad. That's the other thing that made me so mad. Why would the writers have her dad turn to him and say, "Take care of my daughter, daughter."
Yeah, no plural.
Yes.
Yeah.
His daughter.
It was daughter, exactly.
Both his daughters were there, but he only said daughter. It's just...
Well, I'm surprised. I mean, but this is the other thing. Like, Abby looked at her dad as he was turning to leave. I mean, like, it just, it's so frustrating. Ezra is just, he knows everything that's going on, I think. He knows exactly who Ichabod is, and I think he knows exactly, you know, what's been going on with them, and I just really, really hope that we get some answers in the next 2 episodes, because it's just been, so, I know, tonight was a little frustrating, I have to say. I mean, I'm always trying to be Miss Pollyanna, but sometimes I just, you know, it's been frustrating.
Yeah, I've been very optimistic about the whole thing, and after this episode, I don't feel like I should, because if they're just going to make me this mad every episode, then maybe I should be like Tina and go, okay, maybe it's not going to happen, and be cautious about how I handle the process. Because if I'm going to be expecting some development on the Ikabi thing, and they're going to do this, and I'm going to be so upset. I mean, I'm going to show you this.
Okay.
This is like Easter eggs, chocolate Easter eggs.
Raise it up, I can't.
I'm eating my feelings.
Oh, you're eating your feelings. I know. That was so cute.
Do that.
You. I'm eating my feelings. I was just like, oh my god, Ichabod, you're just too cute for words. But I will say, you know, Tom, you need to grow your hair back out, dude. I know he's cut it short. I mean,
like it short.
Because
I love his short hair. I really do. I mean, I would never go to a Comic-Con and ask him about his hair because that's ridiculous. But I love his short hair. I don't know. He looks more naughty with short hair. I like that.
Oh Lord, it could be a night has begun. Oh my god. Well, you know, I just feel like he's so tall and lanky that when I got used to this haircut, one that he had this season, and I feel like, you know, okay, I understand you don't want to do it all the way out, even though he's gorgeous with it that way. But anyway, but I feel like, well, he is, but he's good anyway. But I just prefer for Ichabod, I mean, for that character, it needs to be a little bit longer. Even tonight's episode, I thought it was too short in the back. Like, I don't know who cut it, but they really chopped it.
I actually like it how it is this season.
I
Yeah.
thought it was great. This half, this like 3B, his hair has been like fabulous.
Yeah,
Yes.
I like his hair.
You guys liked it. I thought it was too short.
I liked all of his hairdos. I even liked the man bun. I thought that episode where he was dressed up and had the man bun, and Abby was looking at him, and he was looking at Abby. I thought, yeah, they looked good in that episode.
Yeah.
I was digging that man bun. That was
Can I just point out how hilarious were the flashbacks when he had the really, really long hair?
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Okay, I mean, what is he, a Viking now? I mean, Viking or something?
And it's a bad wig too. On top of all that,
I know.
So
they wore those. That's what they wore back then. They wore those bad wigs.
I can't get over it, really.
I just want to point out. I just want to point out that.
That long wig. They wore their hair like that.
Right. Go ahead, Diana.
Sorry, I was just going to say that I love that I'm talking with, I don't know, 5 or 6 other people around the world talking about some guy's hair because they care about it. I just find that fascinating.
I know.
Exactly.
I know. We're crazy. We're crazy. What can I say? And what did you
I
think
love it.
of?
I'm crazy too. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and I'm glad that they've got Nikki with her natural hair, actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love
So
that.
much better.
It goes with their matching hairdo themes. They're both doing their natural hair now, so
Yeah. So
the theme has continued with the matching hairdos.
Yep.
right. I think she looks fantastic. I just
She looks
really
gorgeous.
doesn't she? But you know what? We need to see her dressed up already. Jeez, you know,
Yes.
we haven't seen her dressed up ever. Not ever. Not
Well,
once.
we may see her dressed up for a date with.
No.
Oh, don't do it. I know I can't. I'm not gonna be able to handle that.
She's in a dress and heels.
No.
You just know that there are a lot of there are some anti-Ickaby shippers out there that are very happy right now. So
Yeah, they're static.
somebody somewhere is happy.
A lot of people on Tumblr I know are Danaby fans, and I'm just like, okay, well, get your Danaby out of you. You at least get your Danaby, and then we'll get our Ickaby. So
I don't get it. I don't get it. Even if you're not an Ickaby shipper, I still don't see why you would be a Danaby shipper. I just don't get it.
I don't know. I personally, it's just.
I have a thing. I have this thing when I watch a show. The ships, I don't ship anything really hard unless it really makes sense. And if I do have a ship, it has to make sense. It has to go along with the storyline. The whole thing has to come together. And when it does, I do tend to ship those handfuls that I have really hard because it makes sense. So Danaby doesn't make sense in the storyline, and for all the reasons that we said, there can never be anyone really in a real committed deep relationship with Ichabod or with Abby, because it's always going to be Ichabod and Abby. So if you care about the character and you want what's best for the character, you're going to want them to be with the person that makes the most sense, with the person that can make them happy, with the person that they're meant to be with.
Exactly.
So it doesn't make sense to ship somebody just because they're the same color, or just because you don't like this one person, or you know what I mean. None of that should matter if this is how the story works, if this is how the story fits, and that's why it worked with Captain Swan, and that's why it works with Michonne, and that's why some of these other ships work, and why it's blaringly obvious when they're keeping people apart for no good reason. It adds a level of an unnecessary frustration, and it makes people say, well, why are they doing that? So if it does end up being that there's no Ickaby and it's only Danaby, it's going to be like, that doesn't even make sense.
Right. No, I agree. And I mean, the bottom line is that, like you said, and we've been saying since day one, is just that, it just isn't going to make sense. They're never going to be truly honest with everything. I mean, yeah, she told Danny about the monsters, but he didn't tell her. He didn't say anything about his little sideshow, nor did she tell him, oh, by the way, I'm one of the witnesses as foretold in the book of Revelation.
Right.
You know, and
you wouldn't even tell him that the real thing
the
about
bloodline.
He asked was Crane a ghost, and all she said was no.
Yeah, she didn't say anything else.
No.
Yeah,
She didn't go cheap.
Tell him that he was born 250 years ago and that he's brought here because you two are supposed to be doing this thing together. So it's a supernatural force. Yeah, that he's your soulmate. Tell him that it was foretold that the two of you would be doing this together in the Bible and that there's a scroll with a picture of the two of you from 4,000 years ago. Tell him all that. See how well that goes over. See how confident he feels in this relationship after you tell him all this. Well, yeah, here becomes words about Walter. I'm telling you, if it were me walking into this relationship, I'd be walking right back out. Exactly. I'd be like, there is not a place for me in this.
Go ahead, Diana.
Exactly. Like Zoe.
Yeah. And you know, and that's what it boils down to. Is just that, you know, she hasn't been completely forthcoming with him. He hasn't told her anything about him at all, and I mean, I mean, you talk about hurt. She's gonna be devastated when she realizes she's been duped, and she's been duped for months. I mean, in this, you know, the 6 months or whatever that they were together at Quantico, he lied to her from the moment that he met her. I mean, that's why he was there. Yeah. So it's going to be very, very interesting, and I do think that ultimately Abby is going to realize that, okay, you know, the only person that I can totally trust 100,000% is Ichabod, and I mean, that's the, you know, that's the bond that they have, and I just anyway, I'm just
I can't see how she doesn't know that she loves him just because of everything. Well, I mean, when Pandora had him, she loves Joe, but she wasn't all about Joe like she was about Ichabod. It's like there's something that hasn't clicked yet about, you know, in her about why, and it might be that she's fighting it because she's afraid from all the times that he's left her, you know, and it wasn't
definitely ran
he left her.
Joe.
Yeah, she did.
Last
I mean, yeah, exactly, because she was all like, oh, I don't even know if he's changed back all the way, but I'm out of here.
Yeah.
You know, she didn't wait for. She didn't wait.
The Wendigo was back. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was so awesome.
Wait, what?
I saw that. Yeah, next week.
Wait, what, Regina?
Yes, ma'am.
What did you say about the Wendigo?
The Wendigo is back next week.
I saw that.
Oh yes,
I saw too.
That's the other thing I was gonna bring up because I didn't think that darkness was gone from him.
No,
she used them.
Pandora never told him that it was going to be gone, and everybody kept saying, "Oh, he's healed of the Wendigo." I'm like, Pandora never said that. She said maybe.
She said maybe, right? And I think she knew.
He's like, so if I do this, does that mean that it's going to be gone? She goes, perhaps. I think she said perhaps.
Yeah, she said perhaps.
Something like that. No, but she never said, oh yeah, it's going to be gone.
Right. She said perhaps.
No, the Wendigo is back, and I think he dies next week.
Oh God, I hope not.
I hope not. That's going to be devastating. Oh man.
But remember in the Ragnarok,
it could be, if he dies, it could be Better Kiss because I'm going to lose it.
I know. Well,
guys,
I can't take much more.
I'm sorry, I hate to interrupt, but I gotta go.
All right. Thanks for joining
us, Kelly.
Well, thanks. It's been nice meeting y'all, and have a good night, and have a good morning, Daddy.
I know.
All right, great.
I will see y'all next Monday.
Yeah, sure. Bye,
guys.
Take care.
You too, and bye-bye.
All right, well, we have to end this anyway because it's 7 minutes till the West Coast airing comes on. So, and I'm going to be out tweeting with everybody and engaging.
Oh, they're going to lose their mind. I'm going to bed.
I know. Oh my God.
I'm going to do a quick sort of prediction. The picture that we see with Pandora and Danny and everybody's in the spooky game hut. Danny is either looking at Ichabod, he's looking at somebody like really ticked off, and I would like it to be that Pandora says that, oh, the reason why I'm here is because I saw the love between Ichabod and Abby, I had to leave him because he was so horrible to me. I realized that. I would love for that.
I would really hope that that's the case, man. That would be.
She would like totally say something like that. She spilled a lot of tea tonight. I mean,
Yes, she did.
She did.
She really did. So
that would
well,
be nice.
so
I
next.
loved it. I'm so glad she finally said something to him. Ooh.
Yeah, me too.
Yes, go Pandora.
all time.
I loved how she was like far away from him, and he thought she was right there and was gonna just smite her, and she's like, not so fast.
He's like, hey, idiot, I'm not even here.
Yeah.
Right. You're some god, right?
Yeah,
You
I
didn't
know.
even know.
What did Ichabod call him last week? Oh, mighty one. I was like, I'm like, yes, you're not a mighty one at anything. So, all right. So next week, it's called Delaware, and we will see. Hopefully, shit go down to bring Ichabod together. I'm still keeping the faith, everybody. I'm asking everybody, please. You got 2 more episodes.
This one's gonna be hard for me to rewatch. I usually try to rewatch the episodes quite a few times. I try to hit this one's gonna be hard because season 2 there are episodes that even though the episodes had good parts, like Picture Impamate had that great intro with Ichabod and Abby when she's helping him get dressed. I still can't watch the episode.
Yeah.
Deliverance had 3 good scenes with Abby and with Ichabod and Abby, and I still can't. I don't watch them ever. I watch every other one of them. If I don't like to watch things that make me feel upset or anxious.
Yeah.
And I think people are like that. Our time is valuable. We want to enjoy what we're watching. And if the one thing that we say we enjoy the most, if you're tearing that one thing apart, it's like it's hard to enjoy. So I hope that they take this into consideration.
Yeah, I thought the writers understood that when they saw the reaction people got to the second season because Ichabod and Abby weren't together as much, and I thought, okay, well then they killed off Katrina, so I thought maybe then season 3 they're fixing this. But they still aren't fixing it.
Right.
They had Ichabod kissing and making out with Betsy Ross, and they know nobody's here for that. Why would you do that? And it just makes people dislike that character. She got a bad intro. She got a bad intro anyway, and it's hard for us to warm to her. It's taken me this long to warm to her. I've warmed to her in 3
Well, she's gone. We're never gonna see her.
Yeah. So and that's a shame. They're doing these things that mess up a character, and I think that they're going to do it to Danny too, because there's enough people that at this point we're so ready for Ichabod that I'm just like rolling my eyes at Danny now, like, oh my, and I don't want to be like that. Yeah. I want to enjoy the characters. I want to enjoy the story.
Danny and Foster, just if it was going to get him out of the way, I was all for it.
Yes.
Well, we'll see what happens next week. So it's Delaware, and we will be here for sure next week. I think Deb is gone. She well, it's Good Friday. Happy Easter and Good Friday to everybody, by the way. I meant to say that in the beginning, but we were like, we need to talk, that I just kind of went over it. So I hope everybody has a great holiday weekend, and we will be back. Be sure to follow us. Everybody, why don't you guys give your Twitter handles. Linda, why don't you start? Give everybody your Twitter handle.
I'm Channel Gale when you're on Twitter.
Okay. And Regina?
Clement_Regina.
And Tina?
I am Miss TT on Twitter.
And Darla?
I am Original D Bubble.
Original D. And Marie and Diana, are you on Twitter? Yes,
yeah,
you are. What's your Twitter?
It's Portuguese. It's Papoila21. That's Papoila. It means poppy in Portuguese.
Oh, cute. That is cute. Oh my God, I love that. And I'm at Sleepy Addicts, and I guess we will see you next week.
I'm gonna watch live again next week, but there better be a good reason for me to be up at 3 a.m. next week.
Yeah, totally. There will be. I have faith. Keep faith, everybody. Yeah. Believe in it could be. Believe in it could be.
Sure.
All right. Okay. Well, good night, everybody. Have a great holiday weekend.
Good night. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us. All right. So. So now what? I gotta stop it. Hold on. It's not stopping.